Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg, and I am super happy to welcome you to The Creative Kind. Today, I want to keep talking about how to find your creative genius. Yesterday, we talked about the quadrants: love to do, like to do, great at, good at. Now, we're going to eventually get to the what you can get paid for, what the world will pay you for, all of that. But first, we need to hone in on that creative genius. As I said towards the end of yesterday's episode, and I do encourage you to listen to part one before you're listening to this part two or watching this part two. Yesterday we talked about identifying I love to do, I'm good at, I'm great at it, I like it. Those four quadrants. And write down everything that matches all of that. Because you're going to circle each one that is a cross section, right? If you love it and you're great at it, you know right away what your creative genius is. If you love it and you're good at it, you need to practice. And that's what today's episode is all about. So let's say for me, I love to write. And for a long time, I thought, I'm pretty good at it. I don't know, right? Well, now I've written 5 books. And I guess it's arguable whether or not I'm great at it, but I will tell you this. I've gotten better. Each time I write, each time I put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, I get better. There are people like Malcolm Gladwell who say that in order to become a genius at something, in order to become truly great at it, you have to spend 10,000 hours doing it. And if you haven't read some of his work, go ahead and read it. There's some really good stuff in books like Outliers and Turning Point. The point here is not to be great at it right away. If you love it and you need to get it to become something you're great at instead of something you're just good at, start practicing. Now, having said that, that becomes a challenge, because how do you practice something that you're only good at, even though you love it, when you have the rest of the life that you have to live, right? You have bills to pay and perhaps kids to watch and job to go to and all of that. I'm not telling you that you have to give everything up to follow this particular dream. If you're an adult, I understand you've got lots to do. So I'm going to tell you about an app. It's called something like Easy Decisions or Simple Decisions. I'm going to have to figure out a way to put that in the show notes for you, because it's important. It's a little app that's sort of a spinning wheel, and you can put in the things that you want to do or have to do or are trying to decide on. I'm using the app a little differently than other people might, because instead of going, should I go to Chinese or Mexican for dinner, I broke it down into the various things that I have to do or can do or want to do. So, following those quadrants, the quadrants theory, I'm going to ask you to get another blank piece of paper and write down your day. What are the things that you need to do, and what are the things that you want to do in your day? You need to go to work for 8 hours. You need to make lunch for the kids. You need to pay the bills. You need to wash the dishes. Those are all things you need to do. Then there are the want to do's. I want to spend half an hour writing. I want to spend half an hour exercising. I want to spend 10 minutes doing yoga. These are my activities, but you'll have your own, right? Whatever they are. And if you need to spend half an hour watching television, I'm going to ask you to look at that. Unless you want to be a TV critic, or unless you want to make TV programs or YouTube videos or something like that, that's not a have to do or a need to do. That's a want to do. Be careful of identifying the want to do versus have to do and need to do. Get them all down, and once you have that list, take all of the want to do's, grab that app, and I believe it comes on Android as well as on iPhone. Grab the app and write those things down, those want to do's, and then you can spin the app. Or take a die. If you have a pair of dice, take a die. Make 1 doing yoga. Make 2, writing. Make 3 exercise, make 4 making a smoothie. It doesn't matter what those are. Make them. Then roll the die. And whatever comes up, that's what you spend the next 15 minutes doing. And literally, if you have a lot of things you want to do, you'll start seeing the pattern of when you go to do something you're not really crazy about doing, but you're like, well, I want to do it. You'll start going, ugh, I don't really, 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 really want to. If you don't really, 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 really want to, start narrowing down what you do want to do so that you can make this transition into the one thing. Because once you get the one thing, then everything becomes, I'm spending the next hour writing. I'm spending the next hour learning more about yoga. I'm spending the next hour practicing the saxophone. And it doesn't have to be a full 60 minutes all at once. It can be the next 10 minutes. It can be waking up early or going to sleep late. Whatever it is that you want to do, you need to start narrowing it down. These quadrant sheets of paper are going to be really helpful. Do that today and come back tomorrow. We'll do even more. Until next time, tag a friend, tell a friend about this. Let them know this is happening so that we can build a community of people, of creative people who love their lives. This is Isolde Trachtenberg. Until next time, I send you all of my love.